right, welcome to tape 26 of the 25 build series. Today I'm going live. Just gonna only got a little bit of work to do, but today's focus is on landing gear. So if you guys have been following along, you guys know that I put together some plug-in landing gear, and the gear leg that came with it is made of titanium. And I put a pretty light wheel on it. It's still pretty heavy though. It's about 1.9, 1.8 ounces, which isn't bad, but I thought I could do better. So I decided to make a carbon one. So it's at a 2mm carbon, which is the same size as 2mm titanium. This is the two together are a half ounce lighter, with even a little bit heavier wheels on it. And then I'm going to dress it up and put some spats on it. So yesterday off camera, I made the spats. They're just 1/4 inch balsa. And I used 1mm carbon rod around it to protect the edges. And I sanded a contour to it. And then I made a little groove in it to be able to accept the gear leg. So it accepts it like that. All right. We're gonna glue that in now, but I wanted to get it up on its feet to kind of be able to set it and make sure that these are exactly the way I want them. These being a little bit off will definitely cause some trim problems. But, all right. All right, so I'm gonna plug the gear in. All right, so today will be a little bit shorter, so that's why I figured I'd go live. Really not, only a little bit to do here. So we're just, after I sort out the landing gear here, next up is we're going to start really the finishing process. All right, so what I want to do is kind of just get a look at the gear, kind of just let the plane resting there. Just really get a good look, see if they're pretty straight. We're just going to stick the spats on, rest it up against the plates just to see where they land. All right, piece of tape. All right, so I'll use some tape just to hold it temporarily in place on one of them, one staying in place. But really what I'm concerned with is the angles on it. To really just ensure. Then we're going to have one going this way, one going that way. Kind of looking at it, we'll use a triangle too as well. All right. I'm looking for, where is it? So I have there is a made up triangle that I can use and kind of lay down the line. All right. Pretty straight, not bad. All right, so it looks like they're pretty good right like that. So we're going to use epoxy to glue it in. Again, I like this DP 100 by 3M. Works pretty good. All right, so we're going to take them off. And we'll glue them off the plane and stick them back on and make sure they're right where I want them. But just another little neat trick, just to show you that groove that I put in there. What I did was I made a little sanding block. I put me some of the extra 2mm carbon I had and some sticky back paper, and just I had chiseled some of it in carefully, and then just to finish it up, worked it right through. So all right, let me just put it. So the last one I finished up the tip weight box, ended up being perfectly flush, so that worked out pretty good, that trick. All right, so got nice shiny carbon here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Dremel and kind of just score the edge of gluing on, just to give it some more tooth. Okay. Okay. All right, so I just marked where it ended, so I don't score up above it. So a Dremel with a carbide tip. I'm just gonna score it. All right, so you just, well, you can see it, but not shiny here. It's all nice and cut up. Adds a little extra tooth that allows the epoxy to bond. All right, so I'm just gonna epoxy them now. What I will do is I'll run the first little bit out in case it's not mixed. And I put a good amount of epoxy. Not the other thing is I'm staying away from the bolt. I do not want to get any epoxy on the bolt, because if I ever have to change a bolt or an axle or put a different kind of wheel on it, it'll give me the ability to do so. That's this way. Okay. I'm just going to use some Scotch tape to hold it in place temporarily. Just kind of keep this where I want it. Okay. Just a good amount of, make sure you get good surface coverage with the epoxy. Again, I'm staying away from where the bolt is. Just to show you what I'm talking about, that's a little 440 bolt that goes through that holds the axle in place. So wipe off the excess epoxy. Okay. Again, I'm going to use a piece of tape. I just hold it in place while the epoxy is curing. Okay. All right, we turn it back on its gear. And we're going to make sure we're happy with it and get a good look at it. And all right. Pretty good. Okay, the other thing is I'm going to measure across just to make sure we're I'm at 19 and a quarter. All right. So I'm pretty happy with that. But actually, now we just got to let the glue dry on them. I'm pretty happy with it. So we'll give it a few minutes for it to set up. All right, so what you see here weight-wise, with all the woodwork done and ready for some finishes, about 35 ounces, just maybe a little bit more than 35 ounces, which has got me on target for about a 63-ounce plane, depending on the finish. Anywhere between 62 and 64, I would say. barring any major paint issues. But overall, pretty good. Pretty happy with it. The other thing is now I got 2 sets of gear. I can always go to the plain gear. I was going to polish these up. They look pretty cool, nice and shiny. These titanium ones, but I'll polish them so I have them too as a set. If I'm in a grass field or something, I can use these. I'm not worried about digging the spats in or anything or tearing them up. So overall, pretty good. Things that are left really to do is now gonna after this I'll disassemble the plane, and I'm gonna start prepping for the finish. I do plan on shooting it with a coat of primer each part, and then sanding it completely out to find any of the low spots or issues that I have. We're really looking to gain minimal weight there. I'm going to be sanding off a lot of it. So, and I'm currently working through some paint schemes on it to try and figure out how I want to paint it. Still up in the air color wise. Red, white, and blue is always good. But I'm thinking about green, black, and white. So we'll see. My buddy Cena working on some paint schemes for me. We'll see how it works out. When he's drew up some for me. We get some more. I'll post them and we'll see which one we like the best. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this whole design and the take apart features on it and the fit ups. They all came out pretty good. So overall, not bad. Weight wise, I'm pretty much on target. Of course, when you build them, you think about ways that you could, make them lighter and better. So I'm already thinking I can get a couple ounces off of it by doing some things a little differently. So work through all that. But yeah, so I don't know how many more videos I'm going to put of this. I don't know how many people want to watch me sit out in the sand. But I'll post them as I do them. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the build. And if you got any feedback or comments, please certainly let me know. I just try to make them better if I can. And hopefully you guys are getting something out of it. And the more, I've said it before, the more we all share in this great event, the better we're all going to be, right? There's many ways to do this. Not one way is right. But if you get to see a bunch of different people do it a couple different ways, it gives you a lot of ideas on how you want to do it. All right, so that's all I got for a Sunday afternoon. Thanks for watching, and I'll record some more during the week as we start to finishing. Thanks, everyone, and thanks for watching.